Hi everyone, this is Mary. You're watching another little piece of my art. And today I wanted to do a video that I've been wanting to do for a really long time. This is going to be my favorite finds from the Dollar Tree for art, okay? For whether you color, draw, whatever it is that you do. These are the things that I have found over the years that I think are, really good finds. Now, before I do the video, let me preface this by saying, usually when people do these kind of videos, there's always someone in the comments saying, you can get that cheaper at Walmart. You can get that cheaper on Amazon. Okay, not everybody has a Walmart near them. I see this a lot in video comments where people say, hey, the nearest Walmart is XYZ miles from me and I don't have a car. I see people saying, like with Amazon, if you don't have Prime, then you have to order the minimum amount. I forget if it's $25 or $35. And if you're just wanting to buy like one item, you're basically paying like the price of the item and then half of the price of the item again for the shipping. Sometimes almost the full price depending on what you're buying. So there is a place in this world for Dollar Tree. Now, the price increase that is happening, I don't agree with. I see people argue whether is it tariffs, is it corporate greed? I don't know. It's probably all the things and more. You know what I mean? Like, there was years and years that the Dollar Tree did not raise their prices. I don't think that they should have sprung it on us like all at once, like, go from $1 to $1.25 and then turn around and totally change it to 150, 175 to, like, I don't think they should have done it that way. But the point being is that if this is where you have to shop, this is what's accessible to you, I just want to bring you a video showing you the things that I have bought there that I use all the time. Okay, there's been some duds and I can't show you those because I don't have them anymore. But if you see any of these items, I'll just let you know that, these are the ones that I would recommend, and maybe you'll like them, maybe you won't. But okay, so this is going to probably be a longer video, so get comfortable. But let's start at the beginning. So whatever you're going to do, right? Paper, we need paper if we're going to draw. Dollar Tree is not really the place to go for paper. Their sketchbooks are not good. Now, they do have sketchbooks in the plus section. I have not tested those. I cannot recommend those because I don't know about those. But in terms of just getting a sketchbook, I had to move that camera. In terms of just getting a sketchbook from the Dollar Tree, if you do, just know that, the paper is going to be so thin. It's like typing paper almost. So if you're just getting it to play around with a pencil, it's probably going to be fine. But if you're going to actually try to use like other things on the paper, it is just bad. But there are some exceptions to the rule, and one of them, I show this all the time, is they have these small 4x4, I think is what they measure, sketchbooks. I use mine all the time. Obviously, it is almost full. I think I have like 6 empty pages or something like that. This is very similar to the paper at Five Below in their sketchbooks. So if you like Five Below paper, then you will like this paper too. It's pretty much, I would imagine it's probably from the same factory wherever they're made in China. So these are definitely worth it. Your sketchbook, really, this type of thing, like, this is supposed to be a spot for you to just play and try things out. And then, if you make something and you like it, then you try and recreate it on a nicer piece of paper or a bigger piece. Like, that's how I was taught what a sketchbook is for. I see people all the time with these absolutely pristine, beautiful sketchbooks, and I'm like, well, that's great, but I can't make a perfect piece of art the first time, and many people can't. So for something like that, I think these are great. I also recommend the The little notebooks, these come 3 in a pack for $1.25 as of the last time I was, at the Dollar Tree. You can use these for junk journaling. You can use these for lists, whatever you want. I've been using these for years. They do sell these at Walmart for 3 for 99 cents, just letting you know. But I even, there was a time when I loved mine so much that I even made it a little holder. It's so old, it's starting to, like, whatever metal does, oxidize or whatever, but I made it a little holder out of felt. This is in the style of a traveler's notebook, where you put the elastic in, and I have I would keep recipes. I would write, if you're online and you see a recipe, I would write it down. I have lists of other things. I even buy my paper clips at the Dollar Tree. I even bought this little, I think this is meant to be for a purse or something, but I even bought this little charm there. If you wanted to make something like this, you could probably get every bit of it at the Dollar Tree, because I think they sell felt. Now, they don't have this thick elastic cord, though. Their cord that they do have, elastic cord, is much thinner, but you could buy the thinner one and maybe braid it into a thicker piece. It just depends on how big of a hole that you're going to make. And while I'm thinking of that, let me bring in this one item. I couldn't find the real item. Dollar Tree sells a pokey tool. So this is actually, this here is for the Cricut machines. But they do sell one that's straight, doesn't have this bend, and it's sharp at the end. And pokey tools are great for making holes in things, because some things, this was soft obviously, but some things, like if you're binding a book, it's hard to get through layers and layers of paper. And there was a time when finding a pokey tool was a little bit more of a challenge, but Dollar Tree does sell them, and they're, I believe, pink. I've got 2 or 3 of them. I just can't seem to locate it, but I wanted to show you what I was, talking about with that. And while I was on the subject of binding books, this is like baker's twine, and it comes in, has several different colors in a package, and you can see I've almost used it all up, but I have used this over the years to bind books with. I also use it to tie packages with. A lot of times I make my own wrapping paper by using, so I'll put a piece of paper down underneath whatever I'm painting, and then when you just like scrub your brush off on the extra sheet of paper, I'll wrap a gift in that paper and then tie it off with a piece of twine, and it just gives a little homemade look to a gift. Smaller gifts, obviously, you can't be making a huge gift into a small piece of paper. But anyway, those are just two of the off items that I wanted to mention. Okay, so paper, we've got that. Oh, and also, of course, Dollar Tree has full-size composition notebook, which you could do the same thing, make art journals and junk journals and whatever journal, writing journals, whatever you want to call it, because that's another debate that we have online these days, is what to call your memory book. So I'm just going to call them memory book for the sake of this video, but they do have that. The only thing I don't like personally about the Dollar Tree's composition books, the bigger ones, is that I don't like the covers. They're not as strong as the old style ones, like back in the 1900s when I was in school. So there's that. Okay, now we're gonna move on to what you put on the paper. So before we go into the supplies, I'll just throw this in here. I have things kind of set up over here in order that I hope makes sense, but we'll see. There is no reason to spend, $5, $6, or whatever for pencil case. Dollar Tree has tons of pencil cases. I just got this one, and I saw the same exact pencil case at Five Below. So, you know, look around in the store and also look where the makeup bags are, because it's the same idea, just depending on what you want and how much you want to put in there. And they also have this kind here that clicks. I'm a real big fan of these. You know, I wouldn't know about, if you're looking for your children's school, like I wouldn't know about that, but if they're allowed to have this kind or anything like that. But for at home, I think these are great, because you can see through them. So pencil cases, the Dollar Tree has it covered. There's no reason to spend a lot on those. And also containers. I just got some of these, but some of them I've had. I use some of these. I use inside my drawers to keep things separated, because you know, after a while your whole entire drawer will just get like crazily disorganized and everything like that, so that you can get different depths of them. But what I like about them is they stack on top of each other. So you have the one, and then you can stack another one, stack another one. And so when you're looking for something, you can see through the sides. I think that's great, because I have a problem with the out of sight, out of mind kind of a thing. So there's that. All right, now we're going to look at all the fun stuff in terms of pens and pencils and whatnot. So, if you're going to draw something, Dollar Tree has an assortment of mechanical pencils. I mean, really, they have new ones all the time. I like this particular one because it has an eraser and a little cap that covers the eraser, so the you know, the eraser doesn't fall out. But I don't think this one is refillable. Let me see. It's nice if they are. Oh, wait. It might be. It is! I was going to say, it's nice if they're refillable, because if you get used to one and when you like the way it feels in your hand, and then, you know, plus it's just a waste of plastic if it's not. But, yeah, great for drawing. As far as I know, I think they all have the same millimeter point, but correct me if I'm wrong, if somebody else knows. Okay. Now, I love these right here. I got these, I think, in the spring, and keep your eye out too, everyone, for when the seasons change. A lot of times different supplies will come in to go with the colors of the season. So, you know, this looks very spring, very Eastery. I picked these up on an impulse. I didn't know what I would think of them, and it turns out I really like them. I use this yellow one all the time. It's usually in my purse. But these are teeny tiny, tiny little nibs. Tiny. So if you like the fine liners from Sattler or that type of thing, you know, I'm not going to say that it's the same quality, but if you're taking the pen and you're doing little line work sketches, you're just adding a little bit of shading or stippling or something like that, I think these are great. I really like them. They're from the brand Ink. I find this brand to be one of the best finds at the Dollar Tree, the Ink brand. I don't know. I just, everything I get from them, mostly, like I would say maybe 85%, has always worked out good for me. So yeah, I'm going to keep my eye out when the season is changing, which is now, and see if there's going to be any other colors coming in for fall. And I also noticed that a lot of times the other supplies will match. These are Zebra brand highlighters, and I actually have this color, but I don't know where it is. So if, you know, if it was there, you see what I mean? Like, they kind of, it's like a, you know, an Easter array of things. But yeah, so also with the I've got 6 of these, so there's 6 different colors with these highlighters. I use them for, of course, highlighting, but I also use them for sketching and drawing and adding color, just quick color. If you can't work with the tips like this, I understand. It can be difficult, but these ones here have lasted me for a really long time, these zebra ones. Now I just got these. I got 6 of these too. This is from the brand Ink Expressions, and these are all glitter highlighters. I did an entire coloring page. I said I was going to, and I did. I haven't made that video yet, but I used one of the highlighters, and I think I pretty much wore it out. But I still have 2 left from that particular pack. So to me, it was worth it for what I was going for, you know, what I needed it for. I don't know that these would be very good as a highlighter unless you're just highlighting under the word, because if you go over the word with this, it's not gonna, you won't be able to see the word. But this is an art edition, so I'm trying to show things that people can use in creative ways. You know, people do artwork with all kinds of weird objects that, you know, you wouldn't expect them to use. So don't sleep on highlighters, because they are a lot of fun. Okay, so let's see what else. Okay, if you're the type of person that likes to sketch on the go, don't forget about these. I loved these when I was a kid. This one is old. It's getting a little bit worn out, but look how many colors are on there. I think it's 10, if I'm not mistaken. It might be 12. No, I think it's 10. But these surprisingly have quite a bit of ink in them. And, you know, if you're going to be just out with one small sketchbook, look at that. If you're going to be out with one small sketchbook, but you want to have a choice of colors to use for your sketches. I love ink sketches. Oh, that's a horrible noise. They always have these, and they always come out with different ones. So if you're new to these, you just push it down, and yes, it stays down. It doesn't pop back up. To let it go, you just click there. So those are a great thing to have. If you like these, I'm a big fan. If you love friction pens, which these are erasable ink, okay? Erasable, let's see what it says. Pilot Friction 07. I'm not sure what type of ink it is, just ink, I guess, but I have blue, magenta, and green because that's the colors that Pop Shelf had. Well, they have more than that, but whenever I go to Pop Shelf, I pick up another one. So if you like those, check your Dollar Tree because they sell these now. These are Jot erasable pens. Now, it's not going to be colors, but if you like the idea of sketching, you know, you like to sketch in ink, because I do. I love to sketch in ink. Pencil sometimes annoys me because even when you erase it, you know how there's still that dent in the paper that drives me bonkers, and you can never get down in the dent really well. So if you like to sketch in ink, but you're worried that you're going to make a mistake, you can get a set of these, and the other end is what is the eraser. And these are the new colors here. I believe the gray was in this package. I can't remember, but look at the little pig. But I have two packs now. Some of these items that I'm showing you guys, I'm showing you this. I'm kind of inspired to make this video because I'm going to be doing a giveaway, and some of my favorite things from this video will be in that giveaway. So that's kind of why it all came together at this point in time. Okay, another one of my favorite things, and I've talked about this endlessly, is these. These are ink color point flush tone set. of pencils. I think these two are the same. I might have grabbed the wrong one. I can't remember if there's... Oh, that looks like the same too. Sorry, I have multiples. I can't remember if there's 4 or 5 in a set of the range of colors. But now, these are not coloring pencils. I mean, you can color with them. It gets the job done. But it's a mechanical pencil. So I find these are excellent to draw with, especially like if you've got your sketch maybe laid out already, but you're wanting to add color in the eye, color in the hair, highlights on the face, whatever it is. I think these are excellent. Like I just can't believe that more people don't talk about these. And it also has an eraser or sharpener in the top. You just pull this off and then you stick this... Oops, you can't do it that way, Mary. You make your leads longer and then you stick that in there and you twist and it sharpens. So, but I will warn you that if you make it too pointy, it will snap. So there is that. But yeah, definitely one of my favorite things when it comes to Dollar Tree. Now, Dollar Tree has Papermate Flares. Another one of my favorite things is Papermate Flares. You can get a set of black. I don't know if it's 2 in the package or 3 in the package, but this is a medium point pen. This is a water soluble pen. You know, it's not waterproof. It will smudge, but it will not go through a lot of things. It says it doesn't go through. I mean, that's one of their slogans, I think, or one of the things that's written on the package if you get the bigger ones. But they do go through. It's like a heavier ink. It's not, I don't know how to explain it. It's not like a faint ink, but you can get a pack of these 3, I think, in the pack, maybe, for $1.25, which is great because Papermate Flares are not cheap. And I don't know if the purple ones were like ever rejected or something like that, or maybe, I don't know why, but you can get purple ones in there. The purple ones come the same way in the pack. I've never seen any other colors besides purple, or I would be buying them because I do love to write with these. These are so smooth. I mean, they're just like, I love to write with these. But they're expensive, stupidly expensive for, just a little water-based ink pen or felt tip pen. It could be about the tip. The tip is, I don't know if you can see it. Let me see. I was trying to see what kind of like shape the tip is. It's just rounded, I believe. I can't get my phone to focus well, but anyway, a lot of love for the flares. So if you see these and you weren't sure, grab them. Now, the other thing they do have, but I don't have one with me, like I can't find it, but I do own it, is fountain pens. This is a zebra fountain pen, and I did get this one at Pop Shelf, and I got it because of this hot pink color. But Dollar Tree sells fountain pens like this I think they're blue and black. You can get blue or black, and they come out with different barrels all the time, like with florals and whatnot. And I have one somewhere. Now, they're supposed to be disposable, but I've seen people refill them because it has a cartridge inside there, and if you have the syringe thingy with the little piercer, it goes in the tube, you can refill it. From what I've heard, I've never tried it, but yeah, if you like to have the nice, crisp edge that you can get with a fountain pen, try the Dollar Tree ones, because fountain pens are not cheap either. They're also, I think, really expensive. You can go really crazy with fountain pens, but if you like to write, a lot of people that write all the time, I'm talking like pages and pages a day, dozens of pages a day, swear by fountain pens. So it might even be better on your hand or something. I really don't know. I can't vouch for it that way. I just like the way the ink flows out of them for artistic purposes, you know, drawing purposes. But it might have some other benefits. I'm not sure. Now, another thing that is in my very favorite things, I have one of these in every pencil case, and I'm always looking for these. This microtip brush pen, and it's also by Ink. I believe I have this in pink as well. I haven't seen it in a while, but I love this pen. There's something about this tip. It's a brush tip. There's just something about these pens. I love these pens. I will reach for this over, you know, like a big name brand pen anytime. It just flows well. It fills in well. I don't know. I love the length of the tip. I love it. It doesn't. I've had this one quite some time, and it looks a little bent, but it does not fray like some of them fray. You know. I need to get more of these, and I can't find them hardly anywhere anymore. So I don't know if this is a thing of the past, but I thought I would mention it just in case you ever see these anywhere when you're out in any of your stores. I mean, grab some because I think you will really like them. And well, let's talk about pencils. That area Dollar Tree is lacking in terms of colored pencils. So I'm going to get this out of the way first. This is one of my favorite things on earth, is a twistable colored pencil. Now Dollar Tree does sell these. They are not in the $1.25 section though. I don't know if they're in the $3 section or the $5 section. They might have that separated by quantity, you know, the 12 pack or the whatever pack or the whatever pack. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that because I never look at them because I own so many of them already. But I love these pencils. They're great to color with. They're great to draw and play with, you know, just any kind of drawing that you're doing. You seem to work well on every kind of paper. You know, are you going to get like a Prismacolor type of a finish from them? No, definitely not. But if you like something that's going to be poppy and bright and just different, like they have a lot of variety of colors, I can't recommend a twistable pencil enough. These are really underrated, I think, in my point of view. I have a whole playlist on my channel just for twistables. That's how much I like them. I have curated the playlist. I put my own videos on there, but I've also went scouring YouTube and put whatever I could find on the playlist. So if you want to watch something excuse me, about twistables for hours, then go find my playlist. And then another find that was decent was these, and I was shocked. This is Jot, and usually I don't like Jot products. I got these just to try out on the channel, and at the first try I did not like them that much. It had to do with the paper. You will find most things have to do with paper. It's more about the paper than it is about the art supply in many instances. This is why I'm a paper snob for the most part. Like I will have a Dollar Tree, you know, sketchbook, but in terms of like getting the most out of your products that are not top quality, the better the paper, the better it's going to be. Now these, when I used them in a I don't know if it was a Lulu Mayo book, it might have been a Lulu Mayo book, were not good. They were not good. Then when I tried them in an actual watercolor coloring book, totally different. So these are the Jot watercolor pencils. There's only 12. That's the problem. They do come with a paintbrush. I've never tried it because, you know, how bad or how good could it possibly be if you're getting it along with pencils. But surprisingly, this is a nice sturdy pencil. It sharpens well. If you are going to need to color something, you know, like I mentioned, sometimes we're out on the road and realize that we have to wait, like go somewhere and wait. Maybe you're going to visit someone in a hospital. I mean, who knows? I don't know. And, you know, there's a Dollar Tree near you, and you want something to do. This would be a great thing to pick up, because you can use it as a watercolor and a pencil. I'm sorry, I'm a little under the weather. But, you know, you're able to get, I think, not too bad of a coverage with these. So, you know, they have a little bit of a weird color choice. But, you know, there are some good ones here. This blue one is really pretty. This one. So, yeah, I decided to keep mine. I had them to the donate pile, and then something made me pick them up one more time, which happens to me often. And then I decided I'm going to keep them because I don't think they're bad at all. And also, which reminds me, I can bring in this other thing. I have stuff everywhere, you guys. Dollar Tree palettes. I don't know what palettes normally cost, because I've never bought a palette anywhere except for the Dollar Tree, and I've bought like big palettes before from garage sales or thrift stores, places like that. So I don't know what they cost in an art store. But if you're going to, I'm going to do it with this dark color. If you're going to use these as watercolor, scratch them on something first. Now you're going to notice when you do it that you get all these like flakes, and you're going to be like, oh, I can already tell that's bad. I know it looks bad, but give it a chance, you know, if you want to. I mean, if you're not interested in watercolor pencils, then just ignore this part of the video. But yeah, and then wet it. So here's another thing. This is a glass bottle dropper, and if you're wanting to wet your watercolors to reconstitute them, you know, when you open up your watercolors and they've been sitting, if you let some drops of water soak in there, you know, for like 5 minutes or so, you'll get better pigment. But I also use this, also bought at the Dollar Tree. Both of these come in a 2-pack, by the way, not together. 2 glass, 2 plastic. This is the spray bottles. You can use these for all kinds of things. You can you can make your own sprays by putting some watercolor paint in there, and then water, and make your own paint sprays. You can do the same thing with acrylic paint and water. These are just have endless possibilities, but I just keep one by my bed, and I think there's one in my living room, and it's for watercolor stuff. So I would just spray that. And then you would, I was going to say stir it. Don't stir it. You're not going to eat it. Mix it. And I got these 2 brushes out to show you Dollar Tree brushes. And I was trying to think. So this one might not be, because it says Master Stroke. That might be Hobby Lobby. Then this one is a Dollar Tree one. But get the pack with the gold. These aren't bad. They're really not. I don't have any expensive brushes. Jen sent me some brushes, and I just found them. I haven't tried them out yet. But other than that, most of my brushes have been given to me by other artists, or I've gotten them from the Dollar Tree, or, you know, thrift stores and stuff. Anyway, back to the pencils. See? And it makes a watercolor. So that's as easy as that is to work with. Okay, so we talked about the pencils, brushes, palettes. Okay, another thing that is a great deal is this 15 praying mini watercolors. I use mine all the time. I mean, I even use them sometimes over my more expensive, which is all of my watercolors, because what's, cheaper than $1.25, But 15, sometimes I use these over my other ones or along with my other ones, because I love the colors. They're very candy, I love this color. As you can see, it's getting dented. I love this kind of acid green color. I love this magenta, the orange. So I wouldn't mess with the brush though. It's pretty. I mean, I guess if you were like out somewhere and you had nothing else, maybe, but yeah, these are worth it. Like, worth every penny and then some. Amazing. I love these. And let's talk more about things to color. I love their crayons. I would never personally buy any brand other than Crayola crayons. That's just me. I'm not trying to be a crayon snob. But I mean, why do you want to fight with your crayon? Like, I understand that this is only 12 crayons. Oh, sorry, 8 crayons. But this is the specialty ones. Keep in mind. This is the specialty confetti crayons. But yeah, I mean, why would you want to fight with your crayons when you can have a beautiful crayon experience, So, oh, these aren't the ones that I was looking for. I was looking for the ones that, yeah, I was looking for my other crayons that all look kind of white colored, but they have little bits and flecks in there. I forget what they're called. This one says it has specks of color inside and streaks. So these are good too. All the Crayola crayons are good. I mean, pretty much any pack you ever get is going to be all right. I'm not a big fan of the glitter and the metallic, but I do have them and I have used them in some books, like my vellum coloring books. They are like amazing. They're better than regular art supplies. So yeah. So like what I just showed, I mean, these things right here that were all $1.25. You could complete a coloring page with these. You could complete a sketchbook page with these. It can be done. I mean, it may not be the easiest stuff to work with in the world. And would you rather have, more expensive things? Probably, but that's not the point. The point is to show what is possible. Also, Dollar Tree sells water brushes. I believe they're three to a pack. Every time I see them, I usually buy them, and then I hide them from myself because I'll be, in the middle of using some other ones, and I just put the new ones away, and then I'll stumble across them. So yeah, they usually have, like, this last time I bought them from there, which I think they were these ones. They're super thick. So they have different ones. They have like the fat ones, the flat broad ones. They have the pointy skinny ones. I don't think these are any different than the ones you can order from Temu or Shein or whatever places you order. AliExpress. I don't know. Shein doesn't sell art supplies, do they? I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to that stuff because I only use Temu, but these are not any different. The best watercolor brush on the market is the Pentel Aqua Brush. I think it's the Aqua Wash or Aqua Brush. I forget what it's called. I have one. I've had it for years and years. It did wear out. They do wear out. It's gonna happen. When it gets grungy like this, I fill a sink up. A lot of times they'll get stopped up too. But when they get like this, I'll fill my sink up with warm water, put soap in there, dish soap in there, drop them all in there, with the tops off, undone, and just let them soak for 3-4 hours. I forget about them half the time, and then come back and just rinse them out real good, then dry them. And they're usually, every one of them that I've ever done that to will work again. But it's the tips, they get worn out, they start to fray and splay out just like a regular brush, but it takes a while. So if you're if you're into watercoloring on the go, this is like the best invention ever, because you don't need your cup of water and you don't have to worry about having all that extra stuff, with you. You just have a water brush. There is like a little bit less control, so there's a learning curve to it. But once you get used to it, you should have it down. Let's see what else. Okay. One thing that I love from the Dollar Tree is their wax paper. You get a roll of wax paper. I use this in between pages. Like if you're working in a sketchbook and you're using wet media, you work on more than one page at a time. I just rip a piece off the size of my sketchbook, slap it in between, go to the next page, and so forth and so on. And a lot of people cut this down to the size of their page in their sketchbook or coloring book, whatever it is they're working on. They'll cut this down to the exact page, and that way, if conditions change regarding the house, humidity and whatnot, they never have to worry about their pages sticking together, which I think is smart. And I think all of this kind of stuff has already went up, if I'm not mistaken. If it hasn't already gone up to 150 or 175, it's going to. So I think I have 1 or 2 more rolls after this one, but yes, definitely a good find. Okay. Controversial probably, but this is what I use to fix my coloring pages and drawing pages, like especially if you're drawing with graphite, because it will smear to the other page. This is Super Hold hairspray, $1.25. Hairspray is a fixative, and some people say that it turns your pages yellow. I have never had that happen. I've got coloring pages from 2016 that I've sprayed with hairspray, and they're not yellow. So that may be if light hits it, but my coloring pages are inside a coloring book, so it's up to you. I mean, of course they make other sprays that are for that kind of thing and stuff like that, and I do have those. And if I'm doing something a little bit more, if I'm doing something that I'm really into or proud of, I love the pencil work, I used really nice supplies or something like that, then I'll use my actual stuff made for fixative. But just on coloring pages, so that one page doesn't smear to the next, I use this. That's what I use. So let's look at some adhesive things as well. Different things I've got here. The Dollar Tree, I love their stuff because you can get many things and then it all fits so well in a pencil case. This is Aleene's Tacky Glue. If you're a crafter, then this is like God tier of glue. I don't know what people ever do without it, but if you're going to attach something that has a little bit more weight to it, it's a little bit more bulky, you want a glue that's going to hold up. Tacky glue takes a minute to, like when you put whatever it is to the whatever it is, you have to hold it and wait. Oh, that reminds me, I couldn't find them, but Dollar Tree also sells clamps for things like this. When you're gluing things together, they have a pink like silicone or rubber on the tips of them. I have those in all sizes. They're the best clamps. I really love those clamps. And also, I couldn't find my metal ruler. And that is one of my favorite things I've ever bought from the Dollar Tree, because you can rip pages out of a coloring book or rip pages out of a sketchbook just by placing the metal ruler against the binding, and then you pull the paper. I love it. I love that metal ruler. I know it's in here somewhere, I just don't know where. Anyway, back to the glues. So they have the tacky glue, of course, and they have the mini Mod Podges as well. Now, Mod Podge, if you did not know, is a glue, and it's also a sealant. It's both. So you can, if you're doing some collage work, you can use it as a glue, as your bottom part, you know, and you put your pieces on top. And then if you want to seal it, you can use it on top, you know, with a paintbrush. I would warn you, though, Mod Podge can ruin your life in many ways if you do not know how to use it. For example, when I first started journaling, you know, I did not know that the glossy Mod Podge can't be against another piece of sealed paper. For example, I was working in an art journal and I sealed this side and then I sealed that side, and then when I, you know, closed the book, it was never again to be opened, because if you have any kind of humidity or whatever, this does not react well. So the glossy I keep just for like the outer layer of something that's not going to be touching anything else. So say you did a collage, you know, you did like a box or something like that, and you can use this glossy one to seal that, because that box is going to be out in the air. It's not going to be, you know, shut together in a book. That's what I would use this one for. This one that they made here, the matte one, that's what I would use inside something, but I still don't trust it, so I only use this on like one side of a page. Like I don't do it on two pages that are going to meet together, because this stuff can be, ooh, and especially, you know, me living in Florida, when the air goes out, and it has a tendency to do that when it gets really hot for a really long spell. Yeah. So they have all kinds of Mod Podges out in the store now. Like really cool, different ones that do different things, like transfer photos and all sorts of stuff. But as far as the Dollar Tree is concerned, these are the ones that they have, gloss and matte. And my very favorite way to put things into a journal where I don't want wet media, like in other words, it's going to be something like, say, a photo or something like that. I'm trying to think of something in my book that I have to show you. Anyway, it's this. This is their double-sided tape. I swear by this stuff. I have rolls in this room. I have rolls in the master bedroom. I have rolls in the living room. So you place this down on your item, and then you peel this white strip off, and that side is sticky too. This is much better than the double-sided sticky, like Scotch tape looking stuff they sell. I don't like that stuff at all. This stuff right here is the best. They used to have it in the red line tape. That was the best tape Dollar Tree ever sold. I don't know why they got rid of it, but they still have the white, so I'm a constant buyer of that. Glues. So I believe you can still get Elmer School Glue at Dollar Tree. I am not 100% sure. Do not quote me on that. If not, you might be able to get it in the sections that are over $1.25. I'm not sure. But, you know, I've been getting it there for so long. So I've been using the same bottle, and then I refill it because I have a big giant bottle. This is one of my favorite things that Dollar Tree has ever sold. It's these Elmer's little tubes, and they're so great to fit in a pencil case. How neat is that? Like if you wanted to do journaling on the go, you could fit so much by buying these smaller items. I'll show you. I mean, seriously, tiny, tiny little things. They're amazing. Also, they have glue sticks. I can't live without a glue stick. This I use for when I would put like pieces of ephemera into my journal that were a little bit too heavy in weight for a glue stick to hold, because a glue stick can't hold everything. People be wanting to glue in every single thing with the glue stick. I mean, it'll stick for you for a second, you know, for a while, but it was when it dries down, a lot of things will pop off. But I still love glue sticks. I go through many, 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 many glue sticks, and I'm not sure if Dollar Tree has this brand right now, but really all the brands have been okay. It's glue stick. I don't think you can really go too wrong with it. I do like Staples glue stick though, the best I think in the world. But these, if you can find these are Crafter Square little scissors. These are for collaging, for fussy cutting, as they call it. You know, these are sharp too. Like you can hear the. I also buy their big scissors. I'd say they last about a couple years, depending on what it is you're cutting. We have a pair we keep in the kitchen, and then a pair we keep in the dining room. Like we have them everywhere. But these little ones, I just thought, oh, let me try them out, because I already had a pair of miniature scissors, like for collaging, that I got at a legitimate, you know, art store. But I thought, let me see how these are, because I'm one of those people that always gets paranoid about losing my supplies or leaving them somewhere. So I didn't want to lose the scissors I got at the art store, because it was like attached to a memory. So I picked these up for traveling around, and again, their small size stuff is great. Okay, I forgot to tell you about this. If you are using oil pastels or chalk pastels, these are actually for glue guns. But a lady that used to be on YouTube that used to do coloring videos, Dollar Diva, I think her name was Dollar Diva. She showed this trick, and I was like, wow, that's brilliant, because it really did work. But for spreading the chalk pastel and the oil pastel, these glue stick finger things so you don't burn yourself are amazing. So I have 1 or 2 sets of these. Now, for things like in journaling, I'm almost done, you guys. For things like in journaling, there's things that I have got to have. And one of those things is alpha stencils, because my writing is just not it. So I can't remember if I got this one there or not. If I did, it's been a long time ago. But you could probably get like one of their soft stencils, you know, the floppy kind of stencil. You can probably get an alpha set like that in this size. But now this one I got there for sure. It was from the kids, one of my kids' school supplies. You know, where they have the thing that has like the ruler and the pencil sharpener and the protractor or something like that. It was one of those. So I have the blue and the pink. But yeah, I cannot live without these. If I lost these, I would be so upset. And I love stencils a lot, and I've got quite a few of the stencils over the years from the Dollar Tree. I know some of them look brand new, but they have been opened, and I just put them back in the same bag. But these ones here, these self-adhesive stencils, I'm not sure if they still sell these. These are amazing, because when you pick this stencil up, it has a sticky back. And when you put it down on your paper or your sketchbook or whatever it is you're working on, it sticks there. So when you're going over it with whatever paint or inks or whatever, it doesn't move and ruin everything. So I love that. And you know what? Even if it loses its sticky after a while, you'll still have the stencil. So I love stencils. Like I said, I think it's one of the best ways to add interest to your art. They're flat. They don't take up a lot of space. You know, you can style them all different ways. I'm looking through my sketchbook right now, but like they're just so cool. It just adds such a graphic element to fill up a space when you don't know what to put there. So check out your Dollar Tree and see what all ones they have. Usually I pick them up when I see one I don't already have. Sorry for the glare. Roses. And if you're watching me from coloring books, you know, you can still use these in your coloring books too, because many coloring books have the image in the middle and then a lot of open space around the outside. So you want to fill that space with something, but maybe you can't draw, or you're not confident in your skills. A stencil is a great way to do that. And the Dollar Tree has some great stencils. Look at this one. Isn't that so pretty? I love this one. I'm just going, now I want to play with all my stuff. All right, guys, and then for the last few things that I love from the Dollar Tree, I showed you the clear containers earlier. I want to add this container to the list. It's one of my favorites. This is a fan favorite container. I see a lot of people talk about this container. The reason I bought it was because a lot of people talk about this container. But it's one of those containers that, see, it never clicks when, there you go. It really has a tight clasp on there. But I don't see these all the time. So if you're out shopping now for school and you see them, you might want to grab, you know, however many you think you're going to want. These are amazing containers. They hold a lot of stuff. Like, you could fit a lot of pencils and markers in there. But, you know, I use them for all different things. I take stuff out, put stuff in, rearrange, move around. I do the whole thing. And they're clear enough to where you can see, you know, it's not see-through, but you'll know what's in there by being able to tell, you know, like the shape of it or whatever through the plastic. So I really like this container here. I showed this in a recent video, but I wanted to bring it up again. This is just a file organizer. It's just like a giant envelope, basically. It holds quite a bit, and you can use this to hold finished coloring pages, finished sketches, elements for collage. You can use this for so many different things. Keep things organized, keep things neat. These are great. I love these. And then here is an item that I use a lot in my room. I think this was meant for, what do you call it, like the Cricut thing, because this right here is like, when you lift this up, this is sticky, but I don't lift it up because I don't need something sticky. I need something to work on. So you can see marks on there. That's glue stick. So I use this when I collage. It's very large, probably 12 by 12 maybe. Yeah. I use this when I use this when I'm doing collage and I need to glue different things, and I'm supposed to take a wipe and clean it up afterwards, but you can see where sometimes I don't. But yeah, you don't want to, when you're doing collage, I mean, if you do collage, you already know this. If you don't, I'll just tell you, it will frustrate you to no end when you are working on your thing and then you get glue on the thing, like the item that you're trying to glue, and then you get glue on something that's not supposed to be because you went over the edge trying to glue stick it, if that makes sense. So you could always use something like this, or back to this wax paper, you could always use something like that. But this is, you know, you're going to have to weight this down because this is curled and curved. Whereas this is just the way it is. And I got this in the area that does have the stuff for the vinyl, like the Cricut stuff. I did find that in that section. If I find another one, I would grab another one, but I don't know if I will. I haven't seen one since then. And then for my last thing I wanted to share of my favorite things is this. I use this way more than adults probably should because I think it's for a child. But it's this fold up thingy. I think it's for kids to paint. So here's the little wells. I don't know if you can see it very well. And then in here you would put, you know, their artwork, I suppose. But it also, because I work in this book a lot, it fits my book too. So if, say I want to spray a page, I can lay it down in here and spray the page. You know, I use my wax papers for the overflow, like that. I can spray the page, and the extra will go into this plastic thing instead of on the bed or the table or whatever it is I'm working on. So I use this more than I probably should. You can also use this as a palette, and it has little wells here for mixing. It has like a little it has like a little indentation in it. It's weird. It's like around the edge, like it has an indentation right here around the edge. I think it would be better if it did not have that, because if your paper was too big, it would have a mark like where you worked, you know what I mean? But I shouldn't complain really, because like I said, I use this way more than I should. It was one of those impulse buys, and I thought if I didn't like it, I would give it to one of the grandkids. But, and then, you know, you just seal it shut. So if you're working on something and it doesn't stay, this is not airtight, so I don't want to make anybody think that it is. But if you're working on something, you're too tired to clean it up or whatever, you know, you can just shut this and snap it shut and go to bed and then deal with it tomorrow. And I really like this. So yeah, that has been all of my favorite things from Dollar Tree. I do have another video talking about Dollar Tree coloring books. I have a video talking about Dollar Tree books in general. I will see if I can find those and put them in the description or the comments, whatever, of the video. And if you have any other ideas, like if you want to see my favorite items from Temu, let me know. That's the only online shopping I do, so I can't say like AliExpress and all those, because I don't Wish and stuff like that. I don't use those ones. But yeah, if you have any other requests, let me know. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. I'm going to be doing, like I said, I'm going to be doing a giveaway soon of my favorite things, Dollar Tree edition, but there's a few things I'm still needing for that particular video. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Bye.